Good day, everybody. It is Calxiyn here, and if you guys enjoyed this video, you should subscribe for more RWBY videos and check out the Patreon if you guys want to see our reaction to episode 1 early or our future reactions early, because they will be early every Saturday. So, we are going to be talking about Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury today. And in our hour-long bingo card video, we did not even consider Emerald, Mercury, and Hazel being there. Honestly, I was sort of on the fence about it. On one hand, I was like, there are too many villains this volume. I think that we're good. I don't think that they're necessary to be here. And then on the other hand, I was like, but would Salem just leave them at home, though? So I was sort of debating it in my mind, whether or not we would actually see them, but they're here. So what are they doing? What are they gonna do, Hunter? We don't know. And so here's the first thing. I don't think that Salem is going to give them the same amount of priority as Watts and Tyrion, if that makes sense. Emerald and Mercury
Maybe
to her.
Hazel.
Yeah, Hazel for sure. But
Yes.
Emerald and Mercury to her are Cinder's assets. They're just another one of Cinder's pets that she brings around, right? And so when you think about it that way, I don't necessarily see them being separated from Cinder unless Cinder particularly requests that Emerald and Mercury do not come with her, which how she treated them, right, in this episode, I could actually see her being like, Miss, actually, I request to be grouped with Neo. We were talking about it, it's like it's a group project. Actually,
It really is.
I don't want to be with them. And so I was sort of thinking, maybe Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury would do something together. Maybe they would be dispatched together or something. But I also can't see them being separated from Cinder. And I guess the thing is that this question really hinges on what Cinder's gonna do for the rest of the volume, because it's a little unclear what exactly Salem wants. And we'll talk about this in the Salem hacking Penny video. But, we've sort of been thinking that Cinder may be disregarded, and that Salem may disregard Cinder entirely because she sees there's ample opportunity to get a robot who is more durable than human, right, who could be easily controlled and all that stuff, to obey her and be a better vessel than Cinder ever was. And so there's a high possibility that Salem may see, controlling a robot and having all the maiden powers in there, that's a much better idea than giving them to Cinder. And so, what if Salem just cuts out Cinder entirely? I feel like that those things and what Salem is going to ask Cinder to do now, because if Cinder's not going after the maiden, what is she doing?
I also think that Salem
right?
is more concerned about having direct control.
Yeah.
That's why she seems less concerned about her actual human and faunus lieutenants than she is about her big grim monsters that will listen exactly what she wants them to do.
And so, you know what I mean? She didn't send Hazel to go get Oscar.
Yeah.
She sent a Grimm. So it's how, the level of incompetence she must think of them to
in
not
the group
go get
project,
Oscar.
Salem is now the person that does everything herself.
And so here's the other thing about Hazel. For me, it doesn't really make any sense, in my opinion, for Hazel to go and do anything, because his whole priority is getting revenge on Ozpin, and we've seen that. So it would make sense for him to capture Ozpin, but obviously he's not doing that either. So it would make sense for him to just stay home with Salem and wait for Ozpin to be there so he can beat him up or whatever Hazel wants to do. I don't know. It sort of depends, right? Beat Jin out of him, I guess. Right? Because that makes Hazel happy, and it makes Salem happy to just beat the answer of what the name of the relic is or whatever, how to activate the relic out of, so I could see Hazel doing that. He's just, muscle.
I do believe, have you seen his new outfit? He's a lot of muscle.
What were you gonna say, Hunter? Sorry.
I have a feeling that, his whole motivation was revenge against Ozpin, but now, he realizes that if you kill Ozpin, he just comes back.
Right.
So I wonder if he's now appreciating.
He knew that before, though.
He knew that, but how much? That's a Sisyphean task. You can't just kill the same. But after a while, it's gonna lose its muster. Is that really gonna
be? Is Hazel just gonna leave? He's like, I'm done.
Is that but really though, is that gonna be a proper motivation that'll last him a while? Because I suspect he might be slowly moving backwards on the whole endeavor as well.
Yeah. But I could definitely see just him staying there with Salem to beat Oscar to a pulp and get him to say, how to activate the relic, and that could make both of them content. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Hazel. He's such a wild card sometimes. You don't know what he's with Watts, it's A equals B. With Watts, it's revenge on Ironwood. You ruined my life. You didn't like my ideas, right? Watts, it's so easy. Tyrion, it's so easy. With Tyrion, it's I like to kill people, and Salem saved my life. So it's this weird weird thing with both of them, but with Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury, they're so wishy-washy a little bit, especially Emerald, because Emerald is here solely because of Cinder, and that reasoning may be falling apart in front of our eyes. Because remember that conversation that, you know, Emerald and Mercury had? Emerald seemed like more reluctant to just leave because Cinder's not there anymore, whereas Mercury's fuck bitches get money. But I feel like Mercury, you know, may also be drawing back on that a little bit too, because if he sees the destruction of Atlas, and Atlas is the fuck bitches get money capital, like how is he gonna feel about that particular, like I know they're gonna build new cities, and that was the whole thing, Salem's gonna build a new world, but if Mercury wants to be a part of like the 1% or something, like Salem's killing them, bro, so what are you really being a part of? Like I wonder if that'll be any sort of consideration throughout the volume, you know?
Yeah, I really wonder like if they're going to have to come to face the fact that Salem wants to commit genocide,
and Salem's
that you're not gonna have the bitches and the money won't be there anymore.
Exactly.
They'll all be dead.
Right, and so it's one of those things where it's like, where are we really going here? In terms of other stuff, like people really want that Mercury Yang rematch and that Weiss and Emerald rematch, and we thought we were getting it in Volume 5 and we didn't. So if they do something this volume, the only thing is though is that Yang and Weiss are separated. They're in different locations, and so it would be weird for Emerald and Mercury to
be separated.
Yeah, it would be weird though, because they're always like a unit, so it'd be a little
maybe I have a feeling it's gonna be Neo and Cinder go to a place and Emerald's like, me too, and then Mercury's like, alright, I guess I'm just with Hazel now.
Yeah, maybe.
Me and the bros, you know, bro, and then Hazel's like, don't talk to me.
I've also thought, like, what if Emerald feels more bad for the people of Mantle?
We see that,
right? Because we see that in Volume 3, and she was also poor as well, right? Like she was on the street, like she knows how it feels and all that sort of stuff. So what if she starts to sort of root for the underdog, and like maybe Emerald wants to see Atlas fall because of what Atlas represents, but she doesn't want to see Mantle get hurt, right?
So do you think that Emerald's semblance works on Salem? Because what if she's like, I need to stop this, and then like leaves a fake...
I mean, yeah, it would probably work. A fake what?
Like a fake relic
Emerald
of knowledge. No, a fake, or maybe a fake Emerald, but a fake relic of knowledge, and then takes it.
Oh, damn, takes the real one?
Yeah.
That would really be interesting, and that sort of fits in with our theory that we're going to talk about in a different video, which is the relic question. We're going to talk about the possibility that Cinder may use the knowledge relic. So what if, oh my god, Emerald illusions it, she steals it, brings it to Cinder, and then Cinder asks the question. Oh, Hunter, I think you just stumbled on something.
Because
Hunter just galaxy brained this whole thing.
I've also heard that people think Neo will do that because we don't see her with her umbrella anymore. So some people think that she stowed it someplace else and then turned her umbrella into the relic of knowledge.
That's
whack,
what she gave. That's crazy. So she gave Salem her umbrella disguise, like illusioned on the outside. Oh my god, that's crazy.
I've heard rumblings of that.
Oh my god, so what if Oscar gets kidnapped and he just finally like gets it out of him? He gets it beat out of him, he says, okay, leave me alone, it's Jin, the name, because really, like, how important is that last question? Important, don't get me wrong, but like, you know what I mean? Like, in the long run, it's better for her just to use it up, because after that, she can't use it anymore anyway. It's just, you know, a summoning piece for the gods. So to save his own life, maybe Oscar will tell her that it's Jin, because at the end of the day, it's not a big deal for her to ask a question, right? And then Salem is like, Jin? And then it just says, hello? Did you lie to me? And Oscar's like, no, I didn't.
Umbrella.
Right? And it just pops up.
Like, it would be so dramatic. Like, we think we're all doomed. We think we're all fucked. It turns into Umbrella. Smash cuts to, like, Neo who flips side, or maybe Emerald who flips side.
Yeah, Emerald.
And then it's like, she
Emerald
shows everyone.
Neo running with Cinder. Oh, God.
They had, like, Emerald has the real one and then hands it off to RWBY, like, this is a sign of good faith.
Damn.
For me. She's still
crazy.
Upset that, you know, you killed her boyfriend.
Yeah. That would be interesting for an Emerald redemption arc, but what if Emerald brings it to Cinder, and that's why we see that scene in the intro where, like, Cinder, Emerald, and Neo are all, like, frozen in time and stuff like that, because a lot of people think that Cinder may use it to ask a question, but I do like that idea of Emerald, like, getting redemption and bringing back the relic and sort of joining,
or maybe Cinder
joining that side and
maybe
stuff.
That's why it happens when they're all fighting down in Mantle, because it's down in Mantle now. And then Cinder comes down, takes it, and then asks a question.
Maybe. And then she gives it back. She's like, yeah, we didn't use anything. Don't worry. Right? Maybe that could be the thing, that Emerald is leaving, but she's like, okay, Cinder, I'm going to give you the relic to ask the question, but then I'm leaving and I'm bringing it back to Team RWBY. Obviously, I don't know if she would tell her that, but yeah, I really like those ideas, Hunter. We'll have to talk about them in the relic video as well. In terms of Mercury, like, I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't really care about Mercury that much.
Maybe he'll lose an arm this time.
I only, like, here's my thing with Mercury is that what I would be interested in, I like that his backstory is, like, doing all of this without a semblance and, like, how that has affected him and all that stuff. But I wonder if they could tap into whether or not he would want his semblance back if he could. If that is something with the
Staff of Power.
Well, that's not exactly what I was thinking. I was just thinking, like, I wonder why through Watts or, like, you know, like science or something, they couldn't re-unlock his... I know that's probably not how it works, but I wonder why that hasn't been more of a thing, especially with all of the sciencing going on in the past couple volumes. Like, you think that maybe that we'd get Watts to do that, but at the same time, like, would Salem even give a shit about, like, Mercury's sob story? Like, to get his semblance back. Unless we find out what his semblance was. Right? Because I don't know if even Mercury knows what his semblance was, and if that is useful to Salem, maybe she'd consider it. Because the problem with the Relic of Creation is when you use it on something, it stays that, like, you can't use it on something else after, right? I think the Emerald ideas make a lot of sense. It's just Mercury where I'm just like, why are you here, son? Like, I don't know what you're doing. With
Mercury and Hazel and M, it does kind of, like, our very, very old, at this point, theory that they'll just run off to,
Vacuo.
I
mean, that's still possible.
I think that's most possible, that Mercury and Emerald will do that.
It's definitely possible. Like, I've had this whole thing, and you guys know that I've had this thing where Emerald, Mercury, and Hazel, they're running off. Tyrion chases after them, and, like, Hazel and Tyrion, like, fight. And at the end, Hazel ends up dying.
Or alternatively, Hazel knows that Emerald, I almost said Emery, like Mercury and Emerald. God. Emerald and Mercury are running away, but he says they died.
Oh. Well, I want the Tyrion and Hazel fight, though.
I like that idea.
A
Tyrion and Hazel fight would be cool, but him just saying they died, and maybe we get to see a reaction out of Cinder. Maybe she's more upset that she moves on. But I think that would be that, because then you get kind of like that Hazel redemption where he's like, he just doesn't want the kids involved. Because that's the kind of that's why I think Hazel is kind of interesting, because we see that a lot where he's like, no unnecessary violence, but then he sees Ozpin and he wants to rip a head off a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be that.
And so I think that those are our bets, is at least for now, Emerald and Mercury will be sent to whatever Cinder's doing. Who knows what the fuck Cinder's doing at this point. Like, they could be, you know, fucking around with Ironwood, because what we have not really talked about yet, and we talked about in our analysis, was, like, Emerald and Neo's semblance together is going to destroy, like, mentally destroy some people. Like, the illusion and the, whatever Neo does, I guess, like, the physical illusions, and then sort of like the mental auditory illusions, and like the around the room hallucinations and stuff like that would fuck someone up. And so I wonder if they'll be sent to do something like that. But yeah, like, as of right now, I think that those are sort of good bets, that Emerald will sort of want to leave because Cinder's not giving her attention, or that, you know, Mercury and Emerald will concerned about genocide, you know, try to do something with Cinder, and Cinder will sort of reject them, and so it's like, okay, why are they even here? Maybe they will try to run away. Maybe Emerald will steal the relic from Salem, you know, to appease Cinder in some way, because we have that theory that Cinder wants to ask how to steal Salem's power, or just another question of how she can get more power or something like that, right? And so when you think about it like that, like, I don't know, there's a lot of things that Emerald can do. I feel like Hazel's just gonna stay and babysit Oscar, right? But with Mercury's the one where, like, I'm, like, head empty. Like, I don't know. I think that he'll be along for the ride, and maybe he'll be Emerald's voice of reason, like he was in that scene. Yeah.
If it could just be like, hey, you know where the weather's real nice? Vacuo! Let's get the fuck out!
Because, like, again, like, Mercury was the one who wanted to stay more compared to Emerald. Emerald, but at the same time, when I say voice of reason, I mean, see, Cinder doesn't care about you. See, Cinder wants nothing to do with you. Just forget it, right? Like, I think that those thoughts, I think that Mercury will reinforce those thoughts in Emerald, and maybe that's what will get her to finally, like, leave and just snap, you know? So, yeah, that is that on that. I hope that you guys enjoyed our brief speculation. I would like to hear from you guys, because, again, we do have some ideas, but especially with Mercury, like, the well is dry. I don't know what he's doing, right? And so, other
than I think he should have a redesign where he wears short shorts.
He already has a redesign,
I know, but he doesn't have short shorts, and I think it's a requirement.
Alright, and so yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys!